The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning, burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely, lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. And through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I, you and I. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. And forever, love, I'm on your side. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.
Hey guys, so I just finished doing edit number one, or mix tweak number one. One of the things I heard in this mix when I first heard it was like too much reverb on the acoustic guitars. On the acoustic guitar, there's only one guitar, and then there was too much. The vocoder thing just didn't sound very good. Very good. It didn't sound like the Ed Sheeran one. So I went back and had a lot of listens and backwards and forwards, and I ended up doing like a MIDI thing. Where I actually automated the actual MIDI. So instead of changing notes, I actually did just the MIDI. I bounced the my main lead vocal down to MIDI, and then just those MIDI notes I went and tweaked to some of the notes that I wanted to hear. You know, I just felt like some of them, I didn't want it all to be thirds or all to be fifths on the vocoder. I wanted to kind of have them a little bit, some changes, and then some do harmonies and some do, I just wanted a little bit more flexibility. So I went in there and did the MIDI on that, and then just turned the backing vocals up a little bit and turned down the vocoders on those. So I just tweaked around a little bit and turned a little bit of the reverb off on the oohs at the end there in the bridge, and then also added a guitar that strums at the very end. I just used that guitar and put down an extra track, and then put like a super long reverb on it, bounced that down, and then reversed it. And so the reverb was like a reversed tail of the acoustic guitar coming up into that whoa part, just because it needed something to kind of like build, but I didn't want a reverse cymbal because there's no drums in it. So it has to be a guitar sound. It has to be sounds that are in the song. Otherwise it'd stick out too much, like, oh, there's only one cymbal in there. But other than that, so now we're up to mix 2. I will give you an update. I might even try and do another mix. Let me see, in a couple of hours I might even try to do another mix and see what we come up with, and then maybe another one tomorrow. And I think we might have the song wrapped up. I'm thinking at this point is pulling down the vocoder stuff a little bit more, not being as so forward as Ed Sheeran's, because I think that might actually get me a little bit more placements, because it's like a singer-songwriter songs, which gets tons of placements, but it has just that little modern edge to it, but not as much as Ed Sheeran's. Like, he's right up there. So I want to pull it back maybe by 25, 30, 40% from where he is. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next one.
The rain so heavy is falling. The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning, burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely, lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. Through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I, you and I. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.
All right, hey guys, so we are up to mix 3. So we're just bouncing down now, but one of the few of the changes I did is I actually just muted those kick drums. There's like kick, kick, kick. It just didn't do what I wanted it to. I could probably dial it in even more, and I thought maybe I could add some like do, boom, like some big tom fill kind of things. But then it's kind of like just getting a bit too big, and I just want to keep this kind of, acoustic guitar very simple. So what I did is during that part, I added an extra acoustic guitar, like one of the spare guitars I had. I just added a few, just an extra strum there, and I panned it just a little bit to the left. So, and I gave it a little higher EQ. I boosted some of the highs, so it just comes through a little clearer, and just something that little extra. And what else did I do? I turned down the vocals, all the vocals, about a dB each. Just seemed a little too loud. And then I turned down the acoustic guitar again at the beginning. I just wanted it to kind of sound raw, and as the song gets bigger, the reverb gets bigger. So that's about all I changed. So we're up to mix 3 now. I think that's it. Yeah, I extended the that high bridge when the first chorus finishes, the light will rise, and that thing fades in right there. I normally left it an extra measure or 2 measures and then came in, but now I'm actually going to come in right at the beginning. We'll see how that sounds, and I think that's all I did. So yeah, I'm liking it. Sounds a lot better. So mix 3, we'll see what it sounds like tomorrow morning, and we might be good with mix 4. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll talk to you then.
The rain's so heavy it's falling. The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning, burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely, lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. And through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I, you and I. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just know that, darling, the light will always rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just know that, darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.
Hey guys, so it's Monday morning. I started this song on well, actually, I did live on Saturday, but I started the song on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. But anyway, so I'm up to mix four. I'm bouncing down mix four now. Mix three, the bass stuff. There's a little few frequencies with the bass was kind of like it's kind of like poking out. It was kind of like weird or something. Something was a little weird with the low frequencies around. I think it was around 110, 150, somewhere around there. There's some weird kind of stuff going on. So I had a look at the bass and I turned it down just a hair. But then I also realized that when I had the kick in, I was adjusting the bass to fit with the kick. But now the kick is muted. So then I just actually opened up the bass, and now it's just filling up those low frequencies. That's what I wanted, and so the kick kind of just wasn't working, and that's good. So that changed that, and then I also added a touch bit of reverb to those vocoder stuff. So I just added a little bit more reverb. I wanted a little bit more depth in those, and then towards the ending, I had a couple of guitars that I just tweaked. One of them, the second one that I added the other day, had an extra couple of strums that I didn't want, so I just muted that. And what else did I do? I think that's about it. I also tweaked the reverb on the acoustic guitar. I made it come in a longer, like it slowly, gradually comes in later on. By about the first chorus, it's in a lot more, but the verse it really pulls down. And then I added a parallel acoustic guitar. So what I did was I sent that acoustic guitar to the normal bus, but then I added another bus that was listening to the same acoustic, and then I just put a totally different effect on it. I put Chris Lord Alge's Unplugged and just went with a couple of sounds that one of the presets there. I forgot what it was, but it was just wet kind of sound, and I pulled it right down like -25, I think it was. So it's just more of an ambient kind of thing that just creates just a little bit more depth, and so. But I think that's it. I think we are really, really close now. I feel like I'm just tweaking. I think the song's pretty much done. I'm just looking here at the tracks. I don't think there was anything else I did. I tweaked a couple of the MIDI notes, some of the MIDI vocoder notes. So it was coming on some of the breaths, like it was like a vocoder on that breath, and I didn't want it, so I just moved a little bit with the MIDI. But other than that, I think we're nearly there. I'm gonna have another listen this afternoon, and we'll see. I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna go sailing for a few hours. So yeah. Anyway, so then I'll come back this afternoon, and I'll just have a look, have a little listen, and we'll see what we got there. So all right, later.
The rain's so heavy it's falling. The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. Through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I, you and I. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just know that, darling, the light will always rise. down and defeated, if your heart is on the man, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, oh darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.
Hey guys, so today is Tuesday and we are tweaking our final mix. Now I always say this is the final mix of the final master of the final mix. It's always a joke. But we are up. This is I'm pretty sure this is it, because the tweaks only took me like maybe 3 minutes to do. It wasn't even nothing. So I had another listen, and I added that acoustic guitar yesterday to create that atmosphere, but it was still too much reverb at the beginning there. I didn't want it to sound like, I wanted to sound really dry and really raw, and so I want it to feel like it's like you're right there in the room. There's not that much reverb. So I actually automated that ambient guitar to come in a little bit later. It slowly starts off like nearly nothing, and it slowly, gradually, it comes out to the chorus, the first chorus, and it comes in there. And then I also did I took a little bit more reverb off the acoustic guitar at the beginning as well. So just those two. Oh, and then also I panned all the backing vocal harmonies. I just panned them a little bit more to the left and right, so they weren't so in the center or so. I just wanted them a little bit different, a little bit of sound, just a little bit of widening. So I just panned them a little bit, tweaked the panning, but other than that, that's it. So let's have a listen to, let's push bounce down, I guess, here. So there we go, bouncing down. So let's have a listen to this Mix 5 probably this afternoon. But I think we've got it. I really think we've got it. So yeah, because this one it was pretty much good, and I didn't add anything to it. When you're adding stuff to it, there's you're really going to like that the next day, you know, when you're not really doing anything, and I was just tweaking it. It was the song on a Mix 4 was pretty good. It was like that's pretty good. Like I could pretty much nearly settle on that, and now I'm just tweaking a couple little things that I personally want. Yeah, I can make that. I want to change that just to make that a little bit better for what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling for the song. But I think we're there. So yeah, so we'll come back to it maybe later this afternoon, and it'll be the thumbs up, or it will be Mix 6, and I don't think we'll get there, but let's address that this afternoon when I listen to it. All right, see you next.
The rain's so heavy it's falling. The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the man, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. Through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, Just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.
Hey guys, so I'm here again and it's the afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and I did do mix 6. The vocals, I panned them out a little too far, and I listened back to mix 4, and the vocals were very more mono, or very squashed into the middle. They didn't stick out as much, which made it more kind of one unit. And then I went too far out, and then it became they were a little bit distracting. They would stick out, little breaths, little hum, little notes would stick out, and your ears would go to it. So I just pulled them in. I met them in the middle, and so I'm bouncing down it now. I think this one's the one. So mix number 6 will be the final mix. I'm pretty sure. I have another listen to it now, actually, and I think I might sign off on it, and but hopefully, and let's hope that is the case. If you don't see me in a minute, then you'll know. So, yeah, hopefully this has been really informative, and just goes to show you that it takes many mixes, and it just takes those tiny little bits of tweaking to get it. But you know what, at the end of the day, you still got to finish that song. You still got to get it done. You still got to be like buttoned up and sent off. So this one's about done. So just finished bouncing, so I'm gonna have another listen. And yeah, so thanks for coming on this journey, and let's do the next one. All right, later.
The rain's so heavy it's falling. The days are long and the dark has no hint of light, and hardly a flame is burning. And wherever your feet fall, and I will be the one you can depend on, and never will you be lonely. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. Through the up and the down times, and every memory that you store inside will be the same ones that I hold. You and I. If you're down and defeated, If your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and you don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. And forever, love, I am on your side. If you're down and defeated, if your heart is on the mend, just you know that, oh darling, the light will rise. If your heart gets heavy and the dawn don't come, if your soul gets buried and you don't feel whole, just you know that, darling, the light will always rise. Oh, and forever, love, I am on your side.